Hello everyone, today I'd like to share my in-depth thoughts on details for self-caprice, cohesion, COVID-19, and the contemporary challenges to globalization. I have divided the content into 6 parts. The first part is introduction. I chose this article because it focuses on critical issues in globalization and the role of people and organizations in international competition. The article highlights the impact of interstate competition and technological nationalism on global competition in the context of challenging globalization consensus, and how real-time data and in-depth research can deepen understanding of international business and multinational corporations. This article has several attractions. The argument is clear: research methodology, interdisciplinary perspective. First, the issue of new pressure on international relations is mentioned, mainly due to the tensions in international relations, such as the China and American relationship. There is no doubt that the global business environment has brought tremendous pressure. This pressure is manifested in trade disputes, areas, technological competition, and geopolitical tussles. Secondly, the impact of immigration on international business cannot be ignored. With the acceleration of globalization, more and more immigrants are pouring into the global business sector, bringing rich multiculturalism and management challenges. In addition, the outbreak of COVID-19 has brought new application to the impact of globalization. The epidemic has made people realize that globalization is not invaluable, and international social ties and support from globalization may be severely weakened in a crisis. This undoubtedly brings new challenges to the global operation of multinational companies. In this context, organizational commitment is significant. A company with a strong international history is likelier to excel in a complex global environment. This commitment is reflected not only in the company's strategic decisions but in every detail of daily operations. At the same time, the strategy and the structure of traditional corporations are also the key factors affecting their internationalization structure. Strong leadership, a significant decision-making process, and an open cultural orientation are the cornerstones of long-term success for multinational companies in the international market. Finally, the rise of technological nationalism is mentioned, and it has impacted the global competition pattern. This kind of state-centered technology protectionism not only limits the international exchange and cooperation of technology, but also severely has the global expansion strategy of multinational corporations, and it has had a profound impact on global supply chains. The pandemic has led to disruption and adjustment in global supply chains, and technological nationalism has further exacerbated supply chain risk and uncertainty. These issues are critical for international managers as they relate to the complex challenges and opportunities facing global business and multinational companies in the age of globalization. First, they relate to the changes in globalization and international competition, particularly in the context of heightened tensions between the American and China and other emerging trade disputes, where the COVID-19 pandemic is placing new strains on the foundations of international relations. This means the global managers must be more sensitive to globalization trends and changes in the international competitive landscape to formulate strategies and decisions accordingly. Secondly, technical diplomacy and international relations issues are equally important for global managers, as the impact of technology diplomacy on international relations and the international competitive landscape becomes more prominent. International managers need to pay attention to the profound impact of technology diplomacy on global business and the global competitive landscape and its impact on the international technology cooperation and alliances. In addition, the strategic and structural issues of multinational companies are also critical for international managers. This paper mentions the strategic choice and organizational structure of multinational cooperation in the process of internationalization, and the influence of these choices and structures on the internationalization process. This means that international managers need to understand the challenges and opportunities that multinational companies face in the era of globalization and how to respond to the changing international business environment. Finally, technological nationalism and global value chains are also important for international managers. These issues relate to the impact of technological nationalism on worldwide business and the restructuring of global value chains. In the face of competition, international managers need to pay attention to the impact of technological nationalism on global business and how it is changing the global competitive landscape. The key argument is that people and organizations can act as important forces of cohesion, limiting the weakening of the forces of globalization. That interstate competition and technological nationalism have profoundly impacted global competition. The following case supports the key argument. The rapid development and distribution of COVID-19 vaccines demonstrate the collaboration of the global significant community research institutions in different countries, and pharmaceutical companies such as Pfizer have worked together to develop various effective vaccines. This proves the global collaboration can work even in the face of heightened technological nationalism and competition among nations. WHO has played a key leadership role in coordinating the global global response to the pandemic. In addition, China has provided vaccine assistance to other countries. Such international cooperation will help ease differences in international competition and jointly address global challenges. In the early days of the epidemic, some countries adopted protectionist trade policies to protect their industry and markets. For example, the American has imposed export restriction on medical supplies, making it difficult for other countries to obtain much-needed supplies. Such practices exacerbate differences in international competition and hurt the process of globalization. American restrictions on Huawei are a clear example of technological nationalism. These actions affect the global supply chains and increase international competition, demonstrating the active participation of national actors in global competition. Despite the severe impact of the epidemic on the global economy, some multinational companies are still actively maintaining the stability of the global chain and ensuring the cross-border flow of key materials. For example, Alibaba's Cainiao network builds logistic networks worldwide to provide efficiency transportation services to countries. The positive actions of this company help to ease differences in international competition and promote the process of globalization. Global value chains bind countries' economies together, and policy changes in any one country can affect others. For example, the U.S. trade war with China has caused difficulties for companies in global value chains, which in turn affects global economic stability. In summary, first of all, flexible response to changes in the international market. International managers need a keen insight into the market to quickly adjust their strategy and resources when the global market changes. At the same time, they should pay attention to technological development to adapt to changing market demand. Secondly, focus on heterogeneity in organizational structure and strategy. Different companies' structure and strategy may lead to different responses. Managers need to understand their company's strengths and weakness and develop strategy to deal with them. Second, humanistic care and cross-cultural understanding. Declining immigration and changing social attitudes require managers to pay more attention to cross-cultural understanding and inclusiveness. In a multicultural environment, communicating effectively and understanding different cultures' values is critical to successfully managing international business. Rethinking international expansion and global value chains. The rise of technological nationalism and changes in global political economy require managers to review international expansion models and the configuration of global value chains. This could include more localization strategies and a re-evaluation of the supply chain. Finally, data-driven decision-making. In this rapidly changing environment, decision-making based on data and real-time information becomes even more critical. International managers should use technology and analytical tools to focus on real-time data and in-depth research to understand the dynamics and trends of the global market. This helps companies make informed decisions and respond to the challenges and opportunities of globalization. That's all. Thanks for your watching.